So, how have you been doing, brother?
Good, man. How have you been? Did you have a good
I'm
Christmas?
doing good. Just trying to buckle down with all this craziness around us.
Yeah, I know.
So, how is things going with the old job?
It's good. I've been busy as crap.
That's good. That stimulus check's helping you all out, I bet.
Well, I don't know if it's a stimulus check or not, man. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. This
It is
COVID
kind of
stuff.
crazy, man.
I actually had the best year I've ever had, so it's nuts.
You know, and I know these people exist. I mean, I know they're out there, but everybody I've talked to, all the people I know, family and friends, they have almost everybody across the board has had a very good year for the most part,
I know.
financially, things of that sort. I'm like, and I know that's not the case for everybody, but I'm always surprised because it's like doom and gloom everywhere except the people I know.
I know it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Hey,
Doesn't
what
make
up? What up, Henry? What up, Mike? Hitman 23. Yeah, it's
Hitman
on. You
23.
better believe it's on.
I don't know
So
what's on. It's on.
it's on. But yeah, so I know that you did a video just about a week or two ago with a kid who was super pumped about
Oh,
opening packs and stuff like that.
you,
So
you I wish I would have had it on video when I asked him if he wanted to make a YouTube video. He got so excited that it was funny.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, that's to me, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember being that kid. I'm sure you do too.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's one of my friends' sons. A guy I grew up with, sons, and he comments on the channel every once in a while. My friend Jeff gave him his old cards, were junk wax era cards, so there's not much in there. And
Hmm.
he said, "I don't have very many new cards." I said, "Well, who's your favorite player?" He told me, and I said, "All right, I'll take care of it. I'll get you some newer cards." It was pretty cool.
And that's so awesome. I mean, like I said, I wish, I know he's probably, how old is that kid? Probably like 8. Maybe I'm
He's not.
wrong.
Yeah, I think
9.
he's not.
So yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I kind of wish that my son was, had that excitement. He had it like for a hot minute, and then that was
Yep.
it. It was like a flash in the pan, and because I remember that bringing me so much joy. Like and I don't know how your daughter is, and I'm sure she's probably a little bit different. But like boys nowadays, I mean, I'm sure you and I we both played video games in the '80s and the '90s, but
I
I
love
loved
baseball.
collecting baseball. I love collecting baseball cards. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean,
We
even
would
though I had
we
video games and I had friends and I had TV and all that stuff, I still would go back to my cards multiple times a week, not even thinking twice.
oh yeah,
And I feel like kids nowadays they can't I don't know diversify their hobbies or whatever the right word is. Like they gotta just be like tunnel vision and it's like only video games or whatever. So when you see a kid like the one that you showed on your channel who was like genuinely like elated, it's really cool.
yeah. He was, man. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, man. We would in 1982 cards were 30 cents a pack. With tax, it was 32 cents. So we would go all
Yeah,
around the house, look through couch cushions, anywhere we could to get 32 cents, so we could ride our bike to the drugstore and get a pack of cards. And then
that's awesome. Yeah,
of course you got back with your pack of cards, and you had a shoebox, and they're by team. That's the way I did it. And you had
hmm
Detroit Tigers and a rubber band, and you take out the one. If you got a Tiger card, you take it out, you put it in the stack, and there you go. And then I remember counting the cards. Like it was a big deal to have over 100 cards. I remember I was like psyched when I got over 100 cards.
and I mean for me, and I've shared this story. I'm sure I'll share it again and all that. But there was a place in New Albany, Indiana, the next town over from where I grew up. The town my mom grew up in, and there was a place called the Trading Post, which had sound like nothing about baseball cards, but it was a ball card shop. And it was a husband and wife. They're probably in their 60s, I would say at least. At least it felt like they were. And that was back in the day in the 80s when you could smoke wherever you wanted. So they both would be smoking in the shop, and my dad would take me there because we go visit the grandparents. And one of the benefits was we go down to the trading post after visiting grandma and grandpa, right? Yeah. And like you said, you know, they had all these cards everywhere. They had their display cases. They had the monster boxes. They had team sets. They had Ryan Sandbergs and Mattingly's and Kirby Puckett's and all that stuff everywhere. And I remember them just sitting there smoking. One was like up on like, they had like a little small TV that they would watch, black and white TV that had like, you know, old 50s sitcoms or whatever on. And one guy would be up on like this little perch area where he kind of watch above everybody. And the wife would be down by the cash register. And I remember just him sitting in this chain smoking. Everything was yellow. That'd been there forever, you know, all the cases and the top loaders and all that. And they're just sitting there smoking. They were just so excited to have kids in there. It was like their grandkids, you know, all the local kids were in there. And you don't ever see stuff like that anymore, you know, like you hardly ever see kids, you know, and it's just like, it's so amazing because when I was in there, it would be like a dozen kids at any given time. And now, you know, you see, if you're lucky and you're there an hour or so, you might see one or two kids trickle in with dad, you know, and that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Yeah.
So what was the shop that you used to go to when you were a kid, or shops? What was like the premier one?
There was only, I tell you where the premier shop was, the flea market. That's
right. You set up at that flea market eventually,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, when I was that's how that was my part-time job when I was in, I guess I started setting up there when it was in the 8th grade, and I set up all the way until my senior year at the flea market. But there was a couple. There was one shop in Radcliffe, which is the city where I work at now. But there was one shop in Radcliffe we used to go to, and that was about it. We didn't have a whole lot of shops down here.
Now, how far are you from Elizabethtown?
Radcliffe is 10 miles from Elizabethtown. And
did you know about a shop that was in the mid to late 90s? That was in Elizabethtown. It was like a little quaint downtown area. There was a little shop in like their downtownish area.
There was. That was what was his name? Robinson, I think was his last name. He was actually he actually ended up being my psychology professor. He was a psychology professor at the community college, and I had him for psychology. But yeah, I remember that shop. I actually never went in it. It was
okay.
It was actually, yeah, I knew where it was at, but I never went in that shop.
You know, I was thinking, and I know you know this as well, even though you talk about the flea market, which you probably spent you made a lot of money, I bet, in the 80s, late 80s or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it was 19, I remember 1987. I remember that really, really well. Because
that's how you afforded your prom.
87. There was because there was probably 10 of us that set up there, dude. I mean, there were 10, and all of us made money.
You're probably like, "Hey, babe, don't worry. I got the roses and the dinner tonight. I just sold this Wade Boggs. We're safe. Don't worry, babe. Chill." But yeah. I remember, there'd be just in the small town, not in the small. I grew up in Jeffersonville, Indiana, but I knew in Jeff and the surrounding community, just in Jeff, there was 3 or 4 local card shops. Obviously we went over to Louisville. There was probably like a dozen, probably back then, or at least half a dozen, if not close.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because there was so many shops, and they seem to be doing great for, I would say, like a 20-year stretch or close to it. And then they all fell away because there wasn't enough people. My question to you, I was wondering what you thought about this, because you kind of been selling a lot. You had your own cards, you had your own card shop again in the flea market. With all this new blood in the hobby now, with young people, flippers, prospectors, collectors, young, middle-aged, old, do you see a resurgence of a card shop maybe? Or do you think, No, it's still not going to happen. It's all going to be online. The younger generation will have more interest doing all their business online opposed to walking to a brick and mortar shop, because I feel like the resurgence we've seen in the last year isn't really stopping. So, do you think there's a need for a car shop boom again, or you see that happening, or probably not?
What's up, Vintage Car Steve? He just popped in the room, so say what's up to him.
Hey, what up, Steve? Yeah, you were too good to hang out with us tonight. I already asked you, dude.
I don't think there's going to be a big card shop boom like there was in the 80s and 90s. Just one, overhead, it's just, rent for retail locations is crazy through the roof.
Sure, that makes sense.
And then, yeah, I mean, you can do it from home and make just as much, or just as much money if you were a serious dealer. You can make just as much money doing it from online than you can.
And probably like you said, more.
Yeah,
because they're doing it from home and they don't have a lease to pay or employees to pay or anything like that. So that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Yanks fan 7?
Yeah, in that little antique mall where I had my my booth, there was me, and it was me by myself for a long time, and then another guy came in, and he had a nice big set display, and then there was a third one that came in at the very end. So there was ended up being 3 of us in there, 3 baseball card dealers in there.
They saw that you were doing gangbusters and were like, whoa, we can't let this Yahoo come in here and take all the money. We're gonna get in here and get some of the action.
Yeah, the third guy, he was just way too high on all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
the second guy was higher than me, but he had some different stuff than I had.
Sure. Well, you know that one shop that you go to on the way back from here in Indianapolis, when you come up here on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right. That guy does a pretty good job. And then there's a couple guys around my neck of the woods that's closer up here that will have some decent stuff. But it's so funny because you'll run into the guy who still stuck in like 1987, who will be like fixing his little booth up when you're walking around, and he's like trying to engage you and trying to sell you the stuff. And he one time he was like showing me this, like, I don't even want to, like Tommy John card or like a Frank Robinson card, and it has like somebody scribbled on the back of the card, right? And he's like, I'll give that card to you. That card's $40. I'll give that card to you for $12. And I'm like, sir, there's somebody who drew a picture of a clown on the back of the card and wrote his name or something. I'm like, I'm not paying you $12 for the 1968 card or whatnot. And I mean, it's so funny because they think like we go back to like the Beckett says or whatever. He gets it out and starts trying to show them. And I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa. I mean, I know you're like 95, but that we need to pump our brakes on that. So we're not using that. So with your flea market closing, have you seen any opportunity for you to kind of try to find another place to go? I know you and I talked about this privately a couple weeks ago, but I know you said that guy might open up a place somewhere else, or you may be looking at other places, or what's the deal?
Yeah, there's really not really there's this guy in Radcliffe who just opened a spot. It's called Vendor something, but it's very small. It's really small. It's only 2,000 square feet in there, so I don't even know how many booths you can fit in there. And I haven't even went over there to look to check it out. Like Radcliffe, there ain't a whole lot in Radcliffe, so I wouldn't. E-Town is where I want to be, like where I was last time. But there's just and then there's an antique mall in Radcliffe also, like right by my work, that I've never been in. that I need to check out to see if
yeah. How do you pass that up every day?
It's like it's 300 yards. It's 400 yards from my work, and I've never been in there. And it's been there.
I'm gonna go there tomorrow and buy them out before you get there.
Yeah, and it's been there since the 80s, and I've never been in there because I don't know. It doesn't look like it would have baseball cards in there, but you never know.
Right, you never know. That's true. The place that you never expected to be anything, it turns out to be something decent. So and the place you have
Yeah.
super excited, high hopes on ends up being a complete dud. I mean, that's just the way it feels like it always goes.
Yeah.
So you haven't done a video since the one you did with the kid, but I thought I'd ask you, and maybe you will do one eventually. Do you have any hobby goals in 2021? Like kind of how you think you're going? I mean, I know last year you're kind of redirected some of your focus on buying to resell at your booth, but since that might not be an option right now for you, are you changing course and looking at other directions? Or are you kind of where are you at with that?
And I'm kind of in a funk. I don't know what I want to do. That's why I haven't made any videos. I haven't really bought anything. I haven't. I don't know because I don't know what I want because I when I first started collecting again in 2016, I wanted to get 80 graded rookie cards. All the cards, all 80s cards that that I had when I was a kid, I wanted them graded. So I've pretty much got all of those. There's some that I still need to get, but for some reason I'm just not overly enthused about buying baseball cards right now. It's
would that have something to do with the prices of everything, or is it something else?
I don't know. Just in a funk, I haven't. What I want to buy, what I want to get is some like 1960s rookie cards. I was looking at today. I was looking at Steve Carlton rookies. I was thinking about getting one of those graded, but I don't know. I'm just not excited about anything right now. I mean, I'm gonna make a video of like these cards I have in my hand. I was gonna do a
Tatis Junior rookie, yeah.
I was gonna do a bourbon and baseball card video again. Of these modern rookie cards. I'm going to put them in one touches. I was
when you can find them.
Well, actually, so every week, I would go a couple times a week. I'd go looking for cards, and I would strike 95% of the time, but there would be supplies there. So, and I would go sometime, and there would be one touches. So I would pick up a couple every time. I think I got like 15 of these things over the last few months. Just picked them up. I couldn't find cards, but there was one touches, so I picked them up. So I've got all these one touches, and I didn't have any clue what to put in them. But like, I guess these. Can you see this or no? There you go. I guess these cards have kind of went up a little bit. Lighting, is the lighting bad? Probably terrible. There you go.
There's a little bit of a delay on your end sometimes.
Oh yeah,
but
there's a chrome.
Is that a 9 or a 10?
Shit, there's a Lindor.
Oh, Francisco Lindor. Where's he going to end up this year?
Hopefully the Mets.
You go. That's a rookie card.
Yeah, don't you have a bunch of these?
Yeah, I have a bunch. I have chromes. I have sparkles. I have the base.
Yeah. Some Soto.
Juan Ho. I got a couple of his chrome.
There's a chrome.
There you go. See, I thought I was going to try to do you up one, but I knew I should know better to even come up against you, Mr. Rookie Card Collector.
And there's a Cody Bellinger short print rookie.
Nice.
And then there's a
Chromie so. Oh, there you go. Bad up.
There's a Bellinger refractor.
Nice. That is a nice card.
Politically correct, I guess, a prospect card, but I still call it a rookie card.
I'll call it a rookie card. I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, and then there's a Acuna.
Is that Acuna?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to put those in one touches, and I've got a few other cards I need to put in there to fill them out and make a bourbon and baseball card video of those. Is what I was thinking.
Yeah. Do you see what Steve wrote? If Mets get Lindor and Bryant, they would be batting right there with the Padres and the Dodgers.
See, they're for a little while they're talking about getting Arenado from the Rockies.
Hey, what's up, Don? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because Arenado's going to go somewhere too, right? He's done.
Yeah, yeah. See, I like Brian a whole lot, but I think he may be done. He's had two back-to-back years. Like I really expected him to bounce back this year. This shortened season, I really expected him to bounce back this year, and he just didn't. So I would be in the Mets in their history of past free agents, like we get Roberto Alomar at the end of his career, and it didn't work out. We get Eddie Murray in his career, that didn't work out, and then we get Bobby Bonilla, but Bobby Bonilla, and
Bobby Bo,
just stuff didn't work out for the Mets. So that's one. If we don't get Bryant, that's fine. But I like to have George Springer. Really want Springer. And then a third baseman.
What about Trevor Bauer?
I mean, I could care less really. If we got Bauer, didn't. I mean, of course it would help.
Do you think you need some more pitching or no?
Once Syndergaard comes back, then I think it'll be all right.
Okay, so you got DeGrom and Syndergaard. Who else is there?
Stroman.
Okay, that's a pretty formidable lineup already. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you got Steven Matz. We still have Steven Matz. And then we got somebody else. Who's we got? I forgot. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to very much off-season stuff at all. But
yeah, I haven't either.
I check on ESPN to see the Springer stuff or Vanessa, and I watch Trevor Bauer's videos. He's pretty entertaining. You watch his videos?
Nah, I don't watch him because I feel like some of the stuff he does, he's like a typical YouTuber, like tries to get like controversy always going, and I could do that by myself. I don't need his help. You know how I go. You know how I do my thing. So
yeah,
but I know that he has lots of good insight, and I've seen some of the stuff. He calls it like he sees it, and he's a straight shooter, which I appreciate. But I don't know. I don't ever find watching baseball or sports stars channels very entertaining to me personally. I don't know why. I probably might give him a chance. I would.
He's pretty entertaining because he'll do a live like this with a fan. He'll and ask the fan, like he did one with a Padres fan. He said, "Why should I come to the Padres?" And the fan gave him all these reasons why he should go to the Padres. And he's done it for a couple other, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like I'm hating on him. I don't know. Like I said, I'm so turned off by baseball right now in general. Like modern day ball players, that it would take like heaven and earth to move before I would really get excited about anybody playing any sport, but baseball in particular. So I'm trying to have a positive attitude before March rolls around and spring training gets going and full swing and all that. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not having too much high hopes right now.
But we don't even know when spring training is going to be able to start with this COVID madness still. It depends.
Football's done it the entire season with like almost fantastic results. I mean, honestly, if they do the same thing football's doing, I don't know why you can't have baseball.
Yeah, I guess they're talking about. I mean, heck, they were talking about spring training being delayed and didn't know when they were going to start. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to cut back some spring training and then push it back for a few extra weeks, that's fine. But if they don't start the season on time with football playing, both pro and college, and basketball's going on, both pro and college, then there's really no excuse why baseball can't do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for crying out loud, they're going to have the Big Ten or whatever conference here in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? With every team in town. And
the NCAA tournament, yeah.
Right, NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, Come on, dude. I mean, so here, there's really no reason that baseball can't do it. I mean, if NFL has shown everybody the way, and I'm not an NFL fan, I don't watch NFL, but I follow general information about that kind of stuff. They've shown it can be done. They've shown, I mean, hardly anyone no one got, I don't think, super sick. No one was hospitalized. Obviously, nobody died. They stopped it as soon as they started. If somebody got sick, they quarantined everybody. They've done everything they're supposed to do. So there's no reason that baseball can't do the same thing. I mean, it's just, and I think there's probably less people in baseball than football, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's a whole lot more football people on the court, on the field, and coaches and staff and everything else.
Their roster's definitely bigger than the baseball roster. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, if they could do that with, let's say, a couple hundred people at any given time on the field, they should be able to do that with baseball. That's probably like half that.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a season this year. I just didn't know they were talking about spring training being delayed. I mean,
hey, what's up, Kyle?
So yeah, there'll be a season this year.
I sure hope so.
Raphael,
hey, what's
up man?
Raphael? What's
hey,
up,
dude,
Raphael? Let's see.
I really appreciate it. Hey, Raphael sent me some Mets cards and a Christmas card. I got it the other day.
Yeah, Raphael. He's a class act.
Dwight Gooden and Ahmad Rosario jersey card.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks a lot, Raphael, man. I appreciate it.
That's very classy of Miss Monsignor Raphael.
Yeah, there's his card. Hidden gem.
Hidden gem. That's what he told his wife was on before they got married. He said he has a hidden gem for her.
Yeah.
That one's free for you, Ralph.
All right. Hang on one second. My daughter just got.
The dogs are loose.
My daughter.
Doggo. All right, no problem. So, Steve, I think I see what you're saying. I don't know where you're at with what you're fully trying to say there, but I mean, I feel like at this point, baseball needs to get back up and running. I don't care. I mean, I understand what maybe some people are talking about, or where like ESPN or the MLB or whatever talking about. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to get back on the field. You cannot keep just using all these excuses not to play or to delay or to like whatever. I mean, you don't want to have fans, fine. I don't care. No fans, that's fine. What up, Joe? But that's fine. But you need to start having games. You need to get back out there and play the game. Preferably play the game. We don't need any social justice warrior messaging. Just go out there and play baseball. And if we don't need another. We don't want that. 99% I'm sure of people who actually watch sports don't want to see that. They just want to watch the sport. And they want you to get back out there and play, not use excuses where you're not going to play or delay or push it back. I mean, football, it's a contact sport for crying out loud. You're all over each other. You're sweating on each other. You're touching each other. You're rubbing up against each other. You're falling on each other. You're all up inside of a huddle the entire time. Everybody's there, old people, young people, and they've made it through it. And why baseball can't do that is beyond me. Or they're dragging their feet and saying they're scared or nervous or they're going to delay this. Or, I'm just like, come on, man. Like our, like 46. Come on, man. You got to get back out on the old hobby horse and let's get this thing started. So we'll see. Maybe things will be a lot better, in a couple months when they really need to make it happen. Yeah, that Cleveland team, I don't think so. There's no way. There is no way. It's always the Indians. It will be the Indians. I don't care. Luckily, because I'm not a football fan, I don't really care about the Washington Redskins. So that's a non-issue for me. But, man, it's just like, come on. Oh, let's stop talking about him. He's back. Hey, what's up, Mark?
Nothing. Just seeing how her volleyball tryout went.
How did she do?
She said she did really good. Taylor, where you
good?
Taylor,
did she jump up and spike it on somebody? Oh, what up, Taylor? What up? Did you spike it on somebody?
Well, it wasn't on people. It was just by yourself.
She said it wasn't on people. It was just by herself.
Popped him right in the face, bam, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's good to see you. Well, good luck. Hopefully, you make the team.
Thank you.
Now, at least that'll be some kind of sport we can watch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, he's done. They got a Mason Dixon line out there now, right?
What Russellberger's done?
Well, I think he was injured or something. They had Mason, whatever his last name is out there. Something Mason or Mason something.
Yeah.
I thought he might get hit in the head again with a football helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Indians are going to change their name, Steve. They said not till next year. So this year they're going to be the Indians for one more year. If they went to the Spiders, I probably would be okay with that. That'd be fine. There could be way worse names, but because that used to be their name, so I can do that. But probably what they're going to be called is the Cleveland LeBrons. Mason Rudolph, that's his name. Yeah,
I think you should just stick with the Indians. It's terrible.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, the thing about it is that it's all about context, and it's to me they pick Indians because it's a prideful thing. It's like they're going to go into a battle, warriors. They're going to go in there and want to win. It's all these like purely positive images. No one's using it as a mockery thing. But it's whatever, dude. It's whatever. They're gonna turn everything to nothing. It's gonna be like the Cleveland Reds, the San Diego Blues, the New York Greens. So no one's offended anymore. It's just like they're just gonna be colors.
If you have the Reds and the Blues, you're gonna offend the Crips and the Bloods. You're gonna offend the crap.
Yeah, it'll be the Miami Eggshell Whites. It'll be the whatever. It'll be the Los Angeles Magentas. So yeah.
Oh, Stove Sports. Mark's in the house.
Hey, that was Stove. It was Stove. Stove was a Stove Investor. Stove Sports. Now it's Stove Collector.
Stove Collector. Oh, I didn't notice that. Nice.
Yeah, dude, he's changing it around every like 6 to 8 months. He has to, he's making it new and fresh. So fresh and so clean.
Yes. He's always.
Oh, the Cleveland Fellers. That might have a double meaning there, Don. Hey, I'm with the Cleveland Fellers. I mean Bob Feller. That's what I mean, Bob Feller, guys. Don't get any ideas. Oh man, yeah, I appreciate it, Raphael. I mean, I think the one thing I really like about what I'm doing, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back at all, but I do think it's cool to like mix up my friends / guests on the show. It's always somebody. I'm trying to do something different. Not every single show is gonna be the same guys, and sometimes it may be. But me and Mark are friends outside of this thing. We talk on a quasi regular basis. We've obviously hung out quite a bit. So it's fun to hang out with my friends. And then, hey, Mark was free today, so I was like, fantastic. So he can come and grace us with his presence.
Yeah, I haven't done many videos lately, so this is awesome.
I know. And I was like, since you hadn't done any videos, this is a way to get you back on the old horse and right into that old town.
Yeah.
I got a few more years before I get caught up with you on the gray and white totally, dude.
What are you talking about, man? That's from years of being on the car lot. The sun has bleached my hair out.
Well, what's crazy is, what they used to. I don't know if you may know this, and the other guys who might be watching know this, but back in the 90s, they used to have this type of hair dye that was like chemicals that you could put in your hair that would bleach your hair to make it whatever color it was. It was like literal chemicals you put in there, and you could bleach it whatever color, but it would strip your original color out, and then you would bleach it to whatever color it was you wanted it to be. And it'd be like, I used to go down a Barstown Road. I'm sure you know this in Louisville, where everybody in the 90s, it was the hip hangout grunge spot of the '90s, whatever,
Oh,
an independent scene. And I used to go to this place called Stone Mountain Shop or Stone something, but it was like a head shop basically. And I used to get this like hair dye, and I used to dye my hair bleach blonde. And my hair used to be blonde, but I was almost yellow, like touch the sun blonde, you know. And when I stopped doing that, when I got to college, my hair got stripped out so much. I have this brown. I used to have brown hair, and I don't know what happened to my blonde hair. so now I'm stuck with this, and now it's turning to white and gray. But I'm like, what was I thinking? I ruined my hair. Gosh. Oh well. Blonde hair and blue eyes got me pretty far in Japan.
There you go.
So.
Hey, Steve. So I'll be making another video here soon. I'm gonna do another bourbon and baseball cardio. I'm gonna put some modern rookie one touches and kind of show them off, I guess, because I just haven't had very much inspiration on to make another video. I haven't picked a bunch of stuff. I haven't picked nothing up hardly.
Well, you need to make sure you have a
video coming out.
Well, make sure you have about 3 bourbons in before you do the video, because it'll be really entertaining then.
Yeah, I'll be doing this.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yes. That's so hilarious. It becomes a joke now, but I cannot have your videos up very loud because I have a feeling like my eardrums will start bleeding as soon as you'll forget, or you'll just do it on purpose. You're like, bam, bam. I'm like, oh my god. Yes. Slim Shady. What? Oh man. Let's see here. What am I? Cleveland. Was Reggie Cleveland an Indian or Cleveland? Stone. It was a stone shop. Yeah, there was a bunch of them in Louisville like that. There was a Electric Ladyland. And there was like Stone Mountain. There was a bunch of them like that when I used to go to. So yeah. Did you ever go to those shops back in the '90s at all? In the late '80s and '90s?
Living in Louisville in the early '90s. Yeah, early '90s. I lived in Louisville, and then I lived in Louisville.
Did you go to Barstown Road?
Oh yeah, we went to the bars in Barstown Road. You know, Phoenix Hill and
Phoenix Hill, right?
What else? The other ones?
Tattoo Charlie's.
No.
Did you ever go to Toy Tiger?
The brewery, Have a Nice Day Cafe,
Yeah.
Julian. What was the one where all the old chicks went? I forgot. Jim Porter's.
Where all the old chicks went. That's probably where my brother would go. He ushered in probably Cougars into Louisville.
Yeah, if you're in your 20s, you want to get lucky with, you could go there, and it was like 100% slammed up. Look up an older chick.
So Mark said this. Do you see what Mark said? Mark Stove Collector now. He said, you can make videos without bourbon, like because he's always drinking bourbon in his videos too. Right? Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole new world out there.
Yeah. Make it with water, Coke, grill.
Did you see that Archie's not doing the show in January?
Yeah, I saw. What'd you say? He's not doing the show in January?
Yeah, he's not. He said that the Eagles Club or whatever is won't put it on because of the whole COVID restrictions or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I saw an Instagram post or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe in February. Luckily they're still doing one. I think this Saturday, the one on Saturday. I know you can't make that, but I'll be sure to go and I'll rub it in your face a little bit.
Yeah. Did you go? I don't guess whether there was any. Was there any in December you went to?
No, just that one you and I went to. I think in November together, but in December I think the all shut down.
Yeah. Hey, Stove. Favorite everyday bourbon is probably Larceny and Knob Creek. I like those two.
Larceny. Oh, that sounds illegal.
It's good, man. What's your favorite, Mark?
Yeah, Mark. What's your favorite?
He'll I guess I'll answer.
Mark's probably like, which one is? It's easy to say which ones I don't like.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't think I've ever seen Mark in a video without a bourbon. So I'm interested to see what Mark says. He's typing a lot apparently because he's probably like there's lots of comments.
Yeah, you do need to check out Larceny. It's really good, and it's cheap, and it's really good.
You can't beat that, and it's cheap and good.
Yep.
That's how Stove likes his women, cheap and good.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about putting some of these like. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Well,
did you see what Don said? My favorite used to be whatever was in my class. Yeah, there you go.
Well,
That's awesome.
101's a little hard, but I like it.
I like the Japanese whiskeys and bourbons, my personal self, but brown sugar bourbon, no. But I would like to try. That sounds very refreshing.
Yeah, I've never had that either.
Where do you know where it's made at or made at, Kyle? Is that on the West Coast? The West Coast. Brown sugar bourbon. That'd be funny if he goes, it was made in Radcliffe.
there is a distillery in Hardin County right down the road from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So while Kyle's writing, while Kyle, let's see here. Did he write what he said? Did he say where it's from? I don't know if mine's delayed or not. Did you already see a response from Kyle? Oh, there it is. I did the bourbon trail last year. Yeah. It was so awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of stupid. I haven't been to any of those distilleries, Mark. They're right here in my backyard. I've never been to none of them.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who goes to them a couple of times a year, different bourbon trails in and around Indiana and Kentucky, Tennessee. So he loves going. That's the kind of thing you want to do with at least one other person. So, Henry, all I can handle is Red Apple Ale, baby. Yeah. Yeah, that's up Bob's alley, too. Don't worry. Bob's a lightweight, too. Don't worry. You're in good company, Henry. So, Mark, let me ask you. So, 2020, we made it out. We're on the other side of it. What was your biggest highlight for you personally in collecting in the hobby of 2020? What was like something that you were happy that you were able to buy or, get rid of or whatever? I felt like you were still pretty busy there for quite a while.
Yeah, I did pick up some 1960s rookie cards that I like Jim Palmer rookie. Picked up one of those.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually picked up two of those, one for me, one for the booth.
Nice.
Raleigh Fingers rookie. I ended up with three of those, but I sold one. I think I got two left. Billy Williams rookie. Ron Santo rookie.
Wow.
Yeah, those. I mean, none of them are graded. They're all raw, but they're all.
Sure.
There's none of them. They don't have any creases in them. That's my pet peeve on cards. I don't like creases. I can deal with soft corners. I can deal with them being off-centered. I don't like creases. So when I'm looking at cards, I'm looking for creases and as much as I can. Yeah, 66 Palmer. I got two of those things. But yeah, those were some of the 1960s that I picked up. And actually, I was kind of sound funny. I was happy to pick up. This is going to sound weird. Bulk, like I got a crap load of stuff, which most people don't like bulk. They try to get rid of it. But I got a crap load of stuff. Most of it was going to be inventory for my booth. But I don't know. I'm weird. I guess I'm kind of like a hoarder collector or whatever. I don't mind having 20 1987 Tony Gwynn cards. I don't know. But I picked up a lot of bulk this year.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if you're getting Hall of Famers, rookie cards, stuff like that, and if you're turning around and selling them or whatever, that's a good way to do it because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, and I got that Craig, or not that Craig. I had a good Craigslist find this year, and then I had that Goodwill find. I don't remember. Yeah,
that should be illegal.
Videos on that. I bought 2 monster boxes. Well, they were 3,200 count boxes for $40 or 20 a piece, and it was just loaded with all kinds of stuff. My King Griffey Jr. PC went crazy. I mean, I went from having like this many juniors to like having this many. And
I know, I can't believe that. When you showed up, I was like, what?
Yeah. And there were some, 90s Topps Finest cards in there, which I didn't have any of. And just, I picked up a bunch of just stuff. Yeah. The Goodwill find is I go in there. It's on the way to the card booth. So I'd go in there every time I'd go to the card booth once a week. And hardly nothing in there hardly. And then that one time, jackpot.
I mean, that's the thing that gets people always excited because you're exactly right. Like, I'm the guy that's sitting in my house. I never have any luck. And then all of a sudden you hear Mark from Kentucky talk about his story. He went to his Goodwill. And then all of a sudden I'm like, dude, I'm going to my Goodwill every day now. It got me all jazzed. I want to be that one guy that one time that finds that one heck of a deal. It's just, that's the same. It's a natural reaction to that.
I'm convinced. So, I'm convinced I'm going to get me a Trout rookie, and I'm going to find it in more of the like a Goodwill or a Craigslist listing. That Craigslist listing I bought was about 8,000 cards, and it was from the way he had it listed is like sets from 2009 to 2014, 2011 Bowman set, 2011 Bowman prospect set. So I'm thinking, 2011 Bowman set. Holy crap! There's got to be a Trout in there. And I got $70 for all these 8,000 cards. Went through all of them. No Trout, but I got a crap load of other stuff, good stuff that that I didn't have.
I'm just gonna go to baseball collector Mike's house and just get it from him. I'll just find it there in a box, and that way, there you go. That's the way I'm gonna get mine. But I mean, every time, that's the thing is, a lot of people have those stories. I mean, obviously everybody knows my story with those SP boxes. We've talked about that before. You found Goodwill find. I mean, that stuff's out there. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. That's just all it boils down to. And also the other thing is you have to be able to be willing to go and do it. You got to put in the work. I mean, if you're not going to hit up the flea markets and the yard sales and the Goodwills and all that, well, then you're not going to find anything. It's just reality. I remember 20 years ago, and I was still living down in Southern Indiana, I was at a comic book shop. I was hanging out with a comic book owner, and this girl comes in who'd never been there before and said, about three blocks down, there's this old couple who's selling their son's comic book collection. And I just thought I'd let you all know because you guys are around the corner from it. And I was like, I'll go check it out. Because just like baseball card shop owners, everybody has a find they had found, and it's all like 1989 Topps cards and 1991 Fleer. So it's usually like just junk. And so I was like, you know what? I'll go down and check it out because, it's 3 blocks away from the shop. I lived in that area. So I was like, I'll just drive over there, take a look. So they had like 4 monster boxes or long boxes of comic books, and dude, I was able to get $20 a box of comic books that turned out to be thousands of dollars.
Wow.
It was like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I took it and I flipped it a couple years later. It helped buy my trip basically to Japan. Me and my ex-wife's trip to Japan to go live, because I had so many, rare books. And I didn't even really know what I was buying at the time. I just was like, that's an old one, that's an old one, that's an old one. And it turned out to be like really really good. So it can be done. All right, Mark. See you later, dude. Yeah. I miss you already, dude. Yeah. But there's only really room for one Mark in here. That's Mark from Kentucky. So get out of here.
You found Nolan Ryan rookies at a Goodwill, Henry asked?
What? Well, I found a Nolan Ryan rookie card ×2 at a Goodwill in the 90s. 25 cents, including 75 cents on the other. What?
Yeah, I've never been that lucky.
Yeah, that's like finding a SP box.
Yeah, that's like a find of a lifetime. Yeah, like your SP box.
Yeah. Yeah, if I found a Nolan Ryan rookie card just sitting in a box somewhere, I probably would pass out. And then if I didn't hit my head on the floor, I'd get up and go do it. Go buy that card or buy that box or whatever. Have you been now? Are there shops in Louisville? The car shops in Louisville open? Do you know?
They are.
Have you been to them at all in the last month or two?
No, it's been several months since I've been to one. I can't remember when last time I got a video that I posted last time I went to one. That I posted.
Oh, okay, so I remember that video.
I bought a bunch of. He had three for $1 in this like 70s and 80s box, and I bought a bunch of Pete Rose. I just bought a bunch of stuff, a bunch of 70s and 80s cards. What was it? 150 cards for $50, I think I bought, that were just full of goodness.
Wow.
1980s and 70s Hall of Fame. Yeah. That's the last time I went. I would say it's probably back in the summer.
Mm.
But yeah,
that's nice.
I was actually thinking about going to the card shop while I was at work today. I was like, I should probably go up here and kind of check them out. But like I was telling you earlier, I'm not in the mood to buy anything for some reason.
Yeah, I've just been buying. Like, my new strategy has been, and it's been working out pretty well for me, shockingly, is I have a strategy. I go on eBay. I have my parameters I use when I'm looking for cards. And if I see a card or a player I collect, I just automatically just put a dollar bid on everything, whatever it is. And I've been winning a lot that way. And I've been spending like hardly no money. So I have all this. I have this whole stack. I've won. I got more coming. So.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I just put $1 down. It's like dollar, and I mean, I'm just winning. I mean, like, no one's outbidding me. I couldn't believe it. And so, I mean, like I said, it's stuff that most people probably don't care that much about anyways. But I got some, rookie cards, some rare, some, oddball stuff, some Hall of Famer stuff. I mean, I got like a John Smoltz, like you're talking about the finest, the top finest or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is a good one. This is like a 94. Hey, what up, Jason?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got that for $1. I just, those cards are usually pretty hard to come by that look decent. So, yeah. What up, Jason? Oh, two of your favorite people. I'm getting all emo. That's so sweet, man. You're the best. So, if you could tell, 12-year-old Mark what Mark knows now, is there any specific thing you would have went back and told yourself as a young kid collecting to do differently?
Yeah.
What would that have been?
Don't trade a almost 1986 Fleer basketball set for a 1985 top baseball card set.
Yes, that's so true, dude. That's crazy.
I
Was there a Jordan in there?
I didn't have the Jordan rookie. I had the sticker rookie.
Had the
I didn't
sticker
have his
rookie.
regular card. That's a 900. I had the sticker
Right.
rookie, but I didn't
What's
have
up, Donnie? What up, Rick? If you had his regular rookie card, you could have retired.
Yeah, the guy traded it to. I still know him. I haven't talked to him in forever, but he lives in Lexington, and who knows if he even still has it.
Do we need to come together and do like a wet bandits, like in the Home Alone, and break in and get his cards?
Yeah, I don't know if he still has
them out. There's only one way to find out. I'll go buy me some pantyhose this weekend and see if they fit when I put them over my head.
Yeah.
What up, George? I mean, that's crazy, dude. I mean, that's true. If you would have held onto that card, you would have graded like a 10. You right now would have your own island. Can you believe that? Think about that. You have your own. You're in an island next to Johnny Depp's island right now, somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Be nice.
It's crazy, dude.
Be really nice.
It would be. You might even be on an island next to Michael Jordan.
When I was
that is crazy.
86 Fleer packs. Buying those 86 Fleer packs at Taylor Drug Store in Radcliffe.
I remember Taylor Drug Store. That's why we took my medicine.
About 12 miles from our house. So whenever mom went to Taylor Drug Store, I would go with her and I'd buy those 86 Fleer packs. And as soon as I'd open them, it went from the pack straight into the binder. So all of them were in good, really good shape, unless they were off-centered or whatever. Back then, you didn't know what the hell off-centered was.
Right.
But back then, it could be like way off-centered and be like, "Oh, that's something right there is mint." That's
mint,
right
baby. That's mint.
Don't worry,
you can't get it.
Okay, that's got a little crease. That's very good, but I still want mint price for it. James Beckett says that's $9. I want $9 for that son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh, that's right, dude. That's true. I'll never forget. I remember that talking as I got a little bit older, and you start becoming more aware. Like when I was like right before it was like 94 probably, because I was getting ready to hit high school. And I remember thinking people would tell me at card shows like, "Hey, this is a good deal," and it was like off center. And I remember thinking like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's worth the money you think it is because, a third of the card's off the card. Like, you don't see it all. So, but like you said, as you get older, you realize that. But as a kid, it's just like, oh, that's, like you said, it's perfect, right? It's good. That's a beautiful card you got there. It's right there. 4 sharp corners. But yeah, it might have 4 sharp corners, but I don't even know who the player is. He's too far over. So, oh my gosh, yeah. The card shop's called X Gym Mint, yeah. Oh, I remember the Beckett price was a gold standard. What was funny?
Like I said, what's funny is when I was, in my 20s, living in Louisville, I found a shop up there. I went into it and I hadn't looked at a Beckett or anything in forever. So I'm remembering in my head what these things were worth when I was younger. So I look at, like, I'd go to the shop and he's like half off all these. And it was like an 83 Boggs rookie, Puckett rookie, So I was buying a Boggs rookie for $15 when I'm thinking, dude, I sold for 30 at the flea market. And then Puckett Donruss rookie, $7. I'm like, holy crap. I bought a bunch of 80 stuff from him thinking I was getting a great deal. And I think that they were still a pretty good deal, but some of them were off-centered, but I didn't know anything about shit being off-centered back then or anything. I just thought I was getting a heck of a deal on a bunch of 80s rookie cards.
And that's the truth though. You're right, because the Beckett price guide was like the Bible. And I'm sure I don't know if you've seen it at the card shows nowadays. Once in a while, I'll see an old guy who's still hung up on the Beckett price guide. And it's usually the vintage guys that deal only in vintage. And they whip out the big tome, you know, that's like 1,000 pages or whatever, and they thumb through it, you know. Okay, it says right here it says $70. I'll do 40. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. So yeah, you see that stuff all. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, the LCS in E-Town, that guy Greg, he still uses the Beckett, so I don't buy a whole lot from him.
Well, it's funny because the guy I used to go see, he had a place at Jeff. It used to be called the Sports Page back in the 80s and early 90s. It turned into Hockey Man's later on. And Jeff, the guy who owned that shop, his name's Ken Stout. He's has since passed away. And I love that guy. He was such a great guy. He was my very first job. He let me used to work there when I was like 12 years old, you know, sorting cards or whatever. And as he had gotten older and got kind of like out of touch with the card pricing, he would just rely on people like me when I came back and worked there. Because I would go back when I was after college and work there on Sundays just to have something to do for kicks and giggles and pay for my addiction. And I would go there and he'd just be like, hey, Jason, what's this card worth? Like, you know, and he would just expect all of us younger guys just to be able to tell him what a card's worth because he lost track of it because it was just, you know, he wasn't going on eBay and looking at the card prices. So he was always expecting us to like know what it was. Yeah. And that was like a lot of pressure because, you know, you don't want to tell your boss and he like loses a lot of money. But, you know, because he'd always pull out the Beckett and I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that, Ken. That Beckett ain't like it used to be. So he's like, oh, okay. So yeah, for sure. Oh man. So do you see yourself
do you remember using something before the Beckett?
What was that?
Do you remember using the price guide before the Beckett? Do you remember what that was
it? Yeah, was it this baseball price guide?
CPU.
EBU?
Current price of CPU. It was called CPU.
CPU.
Current
No.
price date. It was
no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like news. It was made out of like newspaper. It was like a magazine.
Okay.
It was made out of like newspaper. And
was it bigger than your normal magazine?
No, it was the same size as the magazine.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm sure I would have seen it, but I don't remember.
Let me see if I can Google it and see.
That's crazy.
So that was what we used forever because it took the Beckett forever to get to Kentucky. They never heard Beckett until like 1986.
Really? What?
Yeah.
86? That's crazy. That's crazy talk,
yeah,
Mark.
I never heard of Beckett until 86. We always use CPU.
I do too, Jason. I buy Playboy just for the articles too, or Penthouse, or whatever you want to call it. Just for the articles, though. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
I found some pictures of one. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but I remember Tough Stuff price guide.
Can you see that or no?
Oh yeah, there we go. We see it. Oh, okay.
CPU.
They do look vaguely familiar now that I'm looking at them, but I didn't use them for anything. I know I remember seeing them around now that I'm looking at them. So when did they kind of fall away and the Beckett finally took over? Do you remember?
I think the first Beckett's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first Beckett's were 1983. But I never saw a Beckett until like 86. So
okay.
I'm saying, the one in the picture there shows February 1984. I remember finding those at the flea market. The dealers would have these at the flea market, and they would have these for sale, and we would buy these. And I didn't know what the hell Beckett was.
So you also had like parchment paper and quill pens, I guess, in Kentucky during that time.
We were always the last to get anything, man.
Yeah.
Always the last to get anything.
Right. Well, it's bound to happen. I remember you telling me something similar to that thing in the past that it took you a while before you ever saw Beckett. Now, did you know about them back in the day, or do you not even know they
No,
existed?
I didn't know they existed.
Okay.
CPU is what we use. Yeah, CPU is what we use. So I never even know they.
Rick, you see, Rick, he's
What
more
the
of an
hell?
upscale guy.
Yeah,
Oh my
I like
gosh.
this CPU. I remember liking CPU better than Beckett when I got wind of it. But because I think CPU's prices were, I think they valued them a little bit more than Beckett did, from what I remember. But I wish I could
Well, no,
find.
I think that's
Their price them on eBay, an old CPU, and buy it. Huh?
well. I know that when Tough Stuff came out, you had people who were strong advocates for Beckett, and then people were leaving and going to Tough Stuff thinking that was the better price guy. My biggest problem I remember with Tough Stuff was they would do multiple sports in one magazine, and then they'd only do a handful of like baseball stuff. Like Beckett had
Yeah.
like 1948 Bowman to the most recent releases, and Tough Stuff had like 10 years, where Beckett had like 50 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I never.
Tough Stuff was a lot more flashy, but I didn't like it as much.
Yeah, I never was a fan of tough stuff.
No. Now, do you still have some of your Beckett's and stuff? Do you hold on to for nostalgia, or they're all gone?
No, I've got a bunch of them. Actually, my cousin he lives in Washington State now. He sent me his Beckett collection. A couple
That's
of years
cool.
ago. So I got like 15 Beckett's from him. So yeah, they're just in the closet.
In the closet collecting dust, I see.
Yeah, dude. The closet behind this bookshelf is a closet that goes underneath the steps, and it's just full of junk. It's like I gotta push everything. If I open the door, like everything like falls out. It's that full.
And you're like, ah.
Yeah,
your wife's gonna come downstairs one day and see you underneath it all.
So, yeah, it's that full.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. So, are you looking forward to any football coming up or basketball at all? I know you're a big UK fan with basketball. I watched them play. Shockingly, a week or two ago, they were playing against some like Kansas or somebody, and they end up losing by just a few points, but it was like a close game.
Yeah, Kentucky's terrible. I mean, we've got 3 wins now. We're 3-6.
Oh, that's good.
So
it's unusual for them. So what's the problem then? Because Kentucky's usually really dominant.
Oh yeah. They had no one. They didn't have anybody coming back from last year's team except for one player, and he's hurt. So they got the whole new team.
Wow.
They've been hard to watch, but they're getting better. So, and then the Cowboys are my favorite football team, and so it's been a rough couple of months.
Yeah.
Sports wise.
Well, hopefully, you don't do hockey, do you?
Nah, heck no.
Well, so many.
Hockey's
I don't know if you noticed or not, but all of a sudden, a lot of our YouTube buddies have become hockey fans because that's like the only product you can find on the shelves anymore. So now everybody's becoming de facto hockey fans, apparently.
I get.
I
can't get into hockey.
Yeah, I collected 3 sports and couldn't afford the 3 Beckett, so I got early night. Yeah, so yeah, that's exactly what Tough Stuff was. It had all 3 sports. That's what it was. I remember. Oh, there you go, Henry, the benchwarmer cards of the 1990s.
I never did. I didn't know that those benchwarmer cards existed until I seen Tony's videos on them. Gosh dang it, what's his channel name? I can't remember.
Something breaks.
Yeah. Tony R breaks.
Yeah.
Tony breaks. His channel. I used to
619 or something.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I used to watch his channel all the time. He's still got a good channel. But
Yeah.
I didn't even know Transformers existed until I saw him show him.
Well, I mean, when I worked at that car shop, like I said, in the 90s or the late 80s, maybe even, I remember they used to have penthouse cards. And I remember like guys would go in there with their girlfriends or their wives, and then they would be like, you know, of course they would be tired of being in there for, you know, more than 5 minutes because the girls are like, this is so boring. And so the girls would leave, and then like the guy would be like, can I get 3 packs of the penthouse cards? And I was like, what? And I was like, yeah,
Tony
okay, you know. What was that?
Tony R619 Henry S. popped him up.
Okay.
Because he does baseball too, and basketball. Yeah.
Isn't he the guy who like have like a Hooters girls say something like Tony R 619 breaks or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, he lives out in California. He's got a really good channel.
Yeah, he started as a pretty big supporter of mine, and then we just like grew apart. You know, totally fine. But I remember him. You know, he always had good, fun videos. Usually they weren't very long. Always breaking boxes or packs. You know, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed the channel.
Yeah, I think now he's doing like music. He's doing like remixes and stuff.
He's doing what now?
What?
What's he doing?
Like music, like remixing music and stuff.
Huh.
The last
pretty
few
cool.
videos I seen. Yeah. Yeah,
Not too shabby.
I saw some Playboy cards one time at the flea market about a year ago. But
yeah.
I didn't buy because they wanted too much money for them, but
they're too much money. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I always just thought that was so strange. Like even as a youngster, I would be like, why would you? I don't know, like hold on to a baseball card basically of, you know, a half naked or naked woman. I'm just like, I don't get it. Like I didn't understand that. I still don't understand it. But it was a thing. It was whatever. But yeah. Well, the funny thing is the car shop I go to. What was that?
Be like you're going through the packs. Yeah. Oh, Vanna White, nude rookie card. Here we go.
Exactly.
Look at this one.
Yeah, Vanna White, you mean more like Betty White.
Yeah.
But the one crazy thing is the car shop I used to go to in Greenfield a lot. He has an eBay store. And I've said this maybe once before. And just a couple weeks ago, he had bench warmer cards from like the 90s, like early 90s, and he was selling. And he had like a set or whatever. And one of the ladies that's on that card reached out to him, who lives in Las Vegas, and said, would he be willing to send it to her because that's her on the card, and she couldn't find it.
Wow.
And so, cool. And I go, seriously? I go, she has to be pretty old, because I mean that was like early 90s. I mean, you know, she's probably like in her 20s or something then, or late 20s or whatever. And he goes, yeah, I asked her how old is she now, because he goes, you know, he's like, sure, I'll send it out to you. You know, how old are you now? Or, you know, what, you know, just trying to make small talk. And he said that she said she was like 68 years old. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't think you want to see what she looks like now. I'm sure when she was like 28 or whatever, 30, whatever she was that's probably cool. But now you wouldn't probably want to see that. But that's crazy. Let's see here. Some of the cards. Yeah, some of them had scratch off. I know also I think they were the first brands also to have like Kiss lipstick cards in them. And then like WWE started doing that on theirs. But I remember that being a thing for a while. Like some random hot girl and a product would put her like kiss the card. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, I don't get it. But whatever. That's like a baseball card, and they put like some of their like tobacco juice on the card and said, there you go. You keep that. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So anyways, man. Well, hey, I'm going to hop off here. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. I don't want to go too long. I appreciate you hanging out with me, Mark. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching.
Yeah, thanks, man. We had a good crowd tonight. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll talk to you next time. So peace.
See ya.